Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again. Hey, listen, so I want to do a reaction video talking about women that chase Chad and Tyrone and also gold diggers. Obviously, in our society, it is very clear for most men to realize that a lot of women are very much choosing men based on looks primarily, and also if a man has money, if the man has resources, if the man is willing to spend money on them. And you know, the fact of the matter is, majority of men are not especially good looking, attractive, tall, etc. You know, and the majority of men are not millionaires. You know, the majority of men are not making the sacred six figures that a lot of these women require. And I think that is a very interesting concept. It's a constant issue and dynamic that a lot of us men have to tackle and face. And I came across a YouTube channel a while ago, and it's the name of the channel is Michael Idaresis, right? And I've mentioned him before, and I think that he does very, very good work. His videos are really excellent. I actually think he needs to do more videos, even if it is rehashing certain topics. But his videos really, really hit home and really kind of join the dots, right? Because we all know about women that chase Chad and Tyrone. We all know a lot of women in the West hyper focused on height and all of these kind of superficial things. But why though? And what is the outcome of all of this kind of chaos, right? And I think that he really hit home with his breakdown. So we're going to react to this right now. Everybody like the video, please. Don't forget to do that. And make sure you check out his channel, Michael Idaresis, and I'm going to link the videos in the description box underneath, so you'll be able to go and subscribe to his channel and show him some support. So anyway, here's his channel. Let's see what he's got to say.
Hi, my name is Michael Idaresis, and have another video for you. Okay, this is going to be heavy. This is Chad chasers and gold diggers are the serpent reproducers. Now, there's a big statement, big and bold. And you're going to see in my videos, we're going to get into the why. Because a lot of the videos that talk about, I don't know, either feminism or manosphere talks about, they don't really know the why. They can do studies, they can say some things, but the real why. So we're going to talk about that right now. So let's start with the Chad and Tyrone chasers. Chad and Tyrone chasers. Now these women, their eyes are open and they're looking for that hot guy. So, and to get that hot guy, these are not always the 10s and the 9s. These are usually the women's 6, 7s, and some 8s, attractive lists. And what they're doing is they want that look of the guy. They want Chad. So this is all based on desire. This is all based on desire. So this woman now, for her to chase Chad, like normally, you know, we have the body, and this is where the head is. The woman is not the head. The woman is the torso. So when she is sacrificing her heart and femininity, all the things that the woman is known for this new modern, you know, go girl, you can go get it, go get yours, go have your party years, your hot summers or whatever, she sacrifices that heart. When she sacrifices that heart, it's like almost impossible for her to get it back. Because,
and this is the thing, yeah, what you gotta realize, yeah, because in the way he describes it, some of you guys might get lost, but this is what he's trying to say. in the younger years, when a lot of these girls go out and party, and society says that it's okay for girls to go and have hot girl summers and just be party girls and basically do whatever, these are the years that they prolifically chase Chad and Tyrone. Yeah, when they're in their prime years, bro. You gotta understand, when they're in their prime years, that's when they're doing all of this Chad and Tyrone chasing. I'd say from the age of, let's just say, to be safe, 18 till, I don't know, like 25, 26, 27, 28. That's the prime when they are really prolifically trying to get a hot guy, tall guy. And they're partying hard, and they're just doing a lot of things that will usually just accumulate a lot of baggage, a lot of negative experiences, a lot of running up their mileage. You know, they're sleeping with this guy, sleeping with that guy, getting drunk, taking substances, getting their heart broken. You know, some of them will end up, you know, having kids for one of these Chad and Tyrones or whatever. They get sold a lot of dreams. You know, they become jaded. And what happens is that, like, what is it? That optimistic, youthful, happy, vibrant energy that was once inside them, it starts to get worn away. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is in their prime years. Remember, it's in their prime years that they prolifically chase Chad and Tyrone the most. Right? So that's what he's saying here. They lose their heart. And once their heart is gone, they can't get it back. But anyway.
She doesn't just go for one Chad and Tyrone. Usually the body count, you know, starts clocking. So she'll be at 50, 100, whatever. An incredibly high body count. Because she can. But there's a lot of things you can do, and you shouldn't. You could hold radioactive substance in your hand for 10 minutes and put it down, but then you might lose your hand. Doesn't mean you should do it, but the feminist movement is teaching the dumbest thing. It's like giving giving children a razor blade. Say, go ahead, have fun. That's what feminist movement is doing with the young women. And
yeah, because women are encouraged to just go out and do whatever. You know, forget what men say, forget what men are looking for in a woman that they're going to commit to. You go, girl, you do whatever. Go and live your life just like how any other guy would or whatever. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work the same way. Right? Oh, big up to Omar for the super sticker. Appreciate you. And big up to Afrique NY for the super chat. It says, great content, King. Shout out from New York. You are the RP culture now. Chad, Brad, Carmelo. Those are the top guys in NYC. Honorable mention to Pookie. Hey, do you know what, yeah? In terms of like RP and all of this, I just think I live in the real world, cuz like I don't claim to be RP because I feel like that whole thing has been, you know, diluted, and a lot of people that are like the figureheads of RP and all of that, a lot of them I don't agree with their ideologies. I don't agree with what they think or how they conduct themselves. I'm just me, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, I appreciate that, man, and I think that my view is more balanced, more based. And yeah, I just come from the real world, and I'm a guy that, you know, I have a lot of experience with women of all different backgrounds and stuff like that. So like, I do have a good understanding, but of course I don't know everything. But anyway, let's get back to the reaction.
And the women are responsible for this. And the older women should find these feminists, and they should give them a thing or two. If not, if the older women aren't going to do it, then let me tell you, the shun you or the leftover women, you should go back and reevaluate and really go after these feminists and straighten them out. And don't let the new younger generation chase Chad. But what if these people were planted here, these women were planted here on purpose to rope in Chad and Tyrone? If you were to make your garden, and, you know, the good man planted wheat. However, the devil comes in and planted darnel. And the darnel is poison. How does this poison, this fake wheat get into the garden? How does it get there? Who put it there? They put it there. Chad, Tyrone, with their chasers. They are what's planted in the garden. And it's really funny. We have in our vernacular now, we have a new word that's been added, garden tool. And an older word, hoe.
See, with his analogy of the garden and Chad and Tyrone and their chasers planting darnel in the garden, my interpretation of that is how society is just gone to crap. Society is the garden. The world is the garden, right? And like, obviously with the influx of the internet, social media, you know, we are bombarded with images of Chad and Tyrone and all these IG models and all these women that come out on their videos talking about they only want a guy that's over 6 foot, they only want a guy that's attractive, you know, average guys are not good enough, blah blah blah. That's what poisons the garden, because it destroys the minds of the men and the women. So the average man feels inadequate. The average man is insecure. He has no kind of confidence in himself, etc., etc. You know, which brings down the general morale of the population. And then the women are basically they become delusional. The average woman out there is chasing Chad as well, so she believes that's what she deserves, and it just makes a delusional society. So in essence, the whole society is poisoned. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just poisoned. And I've said it many times, the average woman out there thinks that she's too good for the average man, even though they're evenly yoked. The garden is poisoned. So now what you have is a garden of people who are they're in conflict. If you've been hiding under a rock, you won't know this, but everybody else can clearly see that a lot of men and women are in confrontation these days. All these podcasts, all these conversations where the men and women are basically arguing and saying why they deserve this and they deserve that, and you're delusional and you're lazy and this and that and that and that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's crazy. But anyway.
And what does that do? It digs a hole in the garden so that Chad and his Chad chaser, because remember, she's got an anchor baby. This woman has an anchor baby that she's trying to get Chad. This is how the serpent puts its anchor baby seed into the world. It's like these are a match forged in hell. Because you see, Chad and Tyrone does not give a shit about the woman.
Facts.
Does not care about the potential that he might, damage her, hurt her. He don't care. He don't care. And because he doesn't care, he's not looking for the woman that has a heart, because he doesn't have a heart. You see, where do these people come from? Where do these people come from? And then later, post-wall, this same woman now is looking to rope in a guy and say, now she's going to be a born-again virgin, or she's going to be, a traditional wife now. You can't, because the heart's already buried. For her, the heart has already been removed out of this woman. There is no heart. So you're getting together with a heartless woman carrying 2 anchor babies.
Wow.
2 anchor babies. One little Chad, and the other one Tyrone Jr.
And this is so real. This is what I'm saying. This is so real, and every one of you need to like this video, because this is as real as it gets. This isn't no podcast full of 304 OF models arguing and saying they want a guy that makes $1 million. This is the truth. This is what is behind those women. This is what's behind everything that's going on, bro. Like He made it very clear. Chad and Tyrone does not care about women, bro. Like, this is what these women don't understand as well. Chad and Tyrone does not care about you women, bro. Like, he doesn't. Chad and Tyrone is living his movie. Yeah? He knows that he can get women easy. He doesn't have to do much. He doesn't have to commit. He doesn't even have to be nice. He doesn't even have to be smooth. He doesn't need to be charismatic. He just needs to turn up there and that's it. The women are going to throw themselves at him. He sees them as just a roster. And that's it. And these women in their prime years, remember I said that earlier, in their prime years, they prolifically chase Chad and Tyrone and get their heart broke, get their heart broke, get their heart broke, get their heart broke, friend zone the guys that would actually want to be with them, you know, reject the guys that are not Chad and Tyrone enough, and they lose their heart. As Michael was saying in the video, they lose their heart, they lose their essence. Yeah, because they're trying to lock down a guy who essentially has no good intentions for them. He's just there to use them. And just as Michael said in the video, a lot of times these women will try to lock Chad and Tyrone down with a child. But that is not going to keep him there. That's why a lot of Chad and Tyrones have got multiple baby mamas. This is it. This is literally it. And then once these women, they come out of their prime years, still single, but single mothers, yeah, now they're going to be like, oh, well, I've got a history of trying to lock down Chad and Tyrone. That didn't work. So now I'm going to have to deal with a guy that I don't really want. And that's when the more average guys come in. But they don't like you. You're not what she wants. So she's not going to truly, genuinely love you, respect you, or want to be with you. And then you're there, you're just going to be happy because she's a little bit good looking for her age. So you're going to be happy and you're going to be looking after her and probably Chad and Tyrone Jr. It's crazy, bro. But this is real. Anyway.
You are going to be paying for that serpent seed. And you suffer when you see, because you should know better, and you do know better, but you swallow the truth and you sacrifice the truth for your desire. So Chad chasers and the Tyrone chasers are there for desire. And Chad and Tyrone get so much of these women that they're there for desire too. Their anchor baby now was how to hook to keep him in. And then this other guy, comes in post-wall, the 30 post-wall. Post-wall is, I'm going to say it's also the paywall. Because the paywall, you're going to have to pay for Chad and Tyrone's babies. This is evil. This is evil. Sacrifice the heart. And now what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and think that you're going to get something out of this woman? You're out of your mind. She's only going to turn you over, and then eventually whatever money you have, you're going to be spending it on divorce court and lawyers and things like that. All right, now let's go to the gold diggers. Gold diggers. Now the gold diggers are a little more sophisticated. You know, I'm not talking about the Chad chasers turning gold diggers. I'm talking about the hardcore gold diggers. The gold diggers, I'll give you a great example of a gold digger and what happened. And but we'll get to the example in a second. So what does the gold digger do? The gold digger can be anywhere in the line, but the best ones would say are 9 and 10s. 9 and 10s attractiveness women usually end up being gold diggers. Mm-hmm. Because they don't even have to have a large body count. They can have a low body count, but they could just be highly priced. So they're chasing the guy who has to make lots and lots of money. So what does she sacrifice? Well, we have the desire again. There's the desire and the desire. And she doesn't have the makeup like the other one because she's already very attractive. Okay? So what did she sacrifice? She also sacrificed the heart for money. And what does the Bible say? You can't serve mammon, which is money, and God.
And to be honest, I would say that the gold diggers are worse than the Chad and Tyrone chasers, because at least the Tyrone chaser, she's chasing the man and wants the man. Like, she has a desire to be with the man, even if it is based on because he looks hot or whatever. But the gold digger, she is just after money. That's even worse, in my opinion.
You can't serve money and truth, light. So she sacrifices her heart for the money. So she tells you even before the 30 years old that there's a paywall. You don't want her. Even if you have the money, you don't want her. Because what you're going to get now is you're going to get a woman who is functioning for money. And again, no heart.
Yeah, these are the type of women that you always see stories about. These ones, they married some old rich dude or whatever, and then like they just divorce him. Like after like what, 3 to 5 years, divorce. Take half his money, boom. No accountability, no one calls it out. Women don't call them out. They just do whatever. You know, then they just move on. These type of women, they might have their own guy that they're cheating with as well. They might have their own Chad and Tyrone that they're sleeping with, but then they'll go and marry some guy with money. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro, like at the end of the day, they're selling box. In really and truly, these gold diggers, they're selling box, in my opinion. They're no better than pros.
No heart, no heart, no heart. You're going to have kids they're going to get hooked on drugs. She's not there. And the worst place for a man to be is with a woman with no heart. Worst place. And this woman could be, she could do some monkey branching. Monkey branching, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So, and the other thing is, if all she cares about is money, bro, she can drop you at any time, bro. Like, that's nothing for her, bro. Like, you're not the richest guy in the world. There's always going to be another guy that's got more money than you. So, you know, she's an attractive woman. She attracts all types of men. All types of men are going to be throwing willy at her. She's going to monkey branch to other men with more money, men that can offer her more. There's no loyalty there. So this is why these women are actually worse than Chad and Tyrone.
Perfect example is Bezos's girlfriend. She's fantastic. Bezos' girlfriend. And keep in mind, too, that his first wife, if you notice, she had a long neck. If you look at Bezos' first wife, whatever her name is, she has an incredibly long neck. You got to think about that. There's a reason. That neck is so long because it's trying to get the fruit off the tree of the Garden of Eden. So gold diggers sacrifice the heart. And the only way you're going to get a gold digger is if you bring the cash. And you know what? You don't want her. If you lead with cash and you get the gold digger, you will not be happy, because in the end, she will take your heart and your money. Again, these are children of the devil. Let them be. Don't get hooked up with them. Now, the Chad chasers are usually more attainable, because they require they're not going to require as much money up front, and they're usually wanting the money after 30. This group, from the door, they're already merchandising themselves for the money.
Yeah, that's why I always say they're monetized. These types are monetized.
You got to stay away. You got to stay away. You're not going to have peace. So I'll never forget. I went out with a woman once, and through my family, they tried to set me up with her. And then we're in the city, so we go into Bergdorf Goodman, and she picks up 2 glasses. It's really odd that she picked up 2 glasses, and she looked at me like for a second, like waiting for me to buy them for her. They were $700. I just met this person, and she wants me to fund her $700 glasses.
Yeah.
And believe me if I tell you, heartless. Heartless.
Yeah, they don't care how hard you had to work for your money. They have no conscience, bro. Like, they don't care what you had to go through or how many nights you had to, go sleepless, or you had to go hungry, or how hard it was for you to create something out of nothing. They don't care. All they know is that they want what they want, and you gotta buy it. And a lot of times they'll be very bold and brazen. Yeah, they won't have no kind of like shame about, just demanding stuff from you. It's crazy. They don't have no heart, no conscience, no soul. It's gone, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's mad.
She wouldn't care if I had to work really hard, and if I bought those glasses thinking I was going to get something, not something, I'm not talking about exchange for sex or anything like that, but to have a relationship with her, oh no. Oh, no. That's not going to happen. So, guys, if a woman goes with you someplace early on for dates and she picks up something crazy expensive, don't do it. Don't.
That's another thing. And this reminds me of this whole high value man talk. And you've got a lot of these guys that come out on social media talking about, oh, you need to be driving a Bugatti. You need to be wearing 4 Rolexes, and you need this and you need that. And if you're not rich, then you're brokey, and all of this kind of stuff. When really and truly, the women that they're attracting are gold diggers, heartless, soulless people, bro. Like, if this woman is not willing to talk to you or give you the time of day, like without you driving a sports car, a Ferrari, or like whatever, then she doesn't like you, bro. Like, it's as simple as that. And that's not somebody you can put faith or trust in. That's not someone that's going to be loyal to you in bad times. Because guess what? Everyone has bad times. Everyone does. Somebody that's a gold digger is going to be out the door. You lose your job. Your money goes down. Things get tight. You start having to have the budget and stuff like that. She's gone. She's not helping. She's not a help mate. That's why what a lot of these guys, they get it wrong. These guys in these spaces trying to tell men that they have to be rich. You know what I mean? Like, trying to make guys feel bad because they're not millionaires and they don't live in Miami or something stupid like that. Bruh. Majority of people are not rich. It's not feasible for the majority of men to be balling. It's not feasible. Most people are going to be average, and most women are average as well. That's why most people shouldn't have a problem coupling up. But for some reason in this garden, which is our society, there is a problem. It's been poisoned, bro.
Don't lead with money. Don't lead with money. Okay, now let's talk about the body type. Things to look for. So the Chad chasers, God has a funny way of letting us know who the Chad chasers are and gold diggers. Because remember, a Chad chaser evolves into a gold digger. You know, she's got a DIGG. Yeah, she transforms into a gold digger post-wall, the paywall.
And I will jump in and say the reason why Chad and Tyrone chasers turn into gold diggers is because they turn bitter. Because Chad and Tyrone has sold them dreams for the last 10 years and probably made them a baby mama. So now, instead of looking for love or looking for a relationship which she wanted with Chad and Tyrone, which he didn't give her because he doesn't care about the women he's sleeping with, now she's going to turn her attention to money. Hence why they turn into gold diggers. Not all. Now, whatever I've said in this video, I'm not saying all are like that, but it happens a lot.
Before this, you have to be hot. After this, you have to have money. Okay? Now, the Chad chasers are going to be the part of our society that they are not, that there's going to be plenty of them because there's not as many 9s and 10s, and they usually secure the guy in the 20s, so we're going to put them away. We're going to talk about Chad chasers, gold diggers, because there's a lot more of these. There are a lot more of these.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so now, what's the body type? Well, let me give you things that they have. Number one, they have tattoos. I don't know how you spell it, but they can have those stray tattoos, especially on the fingers and nails. They curse. What else about them? Lots of makeup.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I tell you what, if you're going to meet women and you want to date women, you tell them, let's have our first date, don't wear makeup. Lipstick, that's the only thing you can wear.
Good luck with that. You setting up a date with a chick, your first date with a chick, and you tell her not to wear makeup, bro. A lot of them will get offended straight away. Like, if you told them, you how dare you tell me what to do? I'll do whatever I do, bro. You probably won't get that date. Because most teens that wear a lot of makeup, bruh, they're very insecure. They're not even happy with how they look naturally. That's why they're wearing all this makeup in the first place. So for you to tell them to not wear makeup, bruh, like, that's a pipe dream.
And make it and say it. And if she doesn't do it, there's no reason to talk to her. No reason. Because you want to see how much of the makeup is really tied into the ego. That's what you want to find out. And if it's the ego that's really tied into the makeup, then now you know that you got a potential Chad chaser here because she's trying to punch up. I'm telling you, I'm telling you from experience, no makeup. Even nail polish is scary. Because those are claws. Those are red nail polish claws that they're going to dig into you and your wallet and rip out your heart because they don't have a heart. Flighty. Because remember, they were brought up under the tutelage of Chad. And Chad was very flighty. And when the women are flighty, what they're doing is that you can't pin down, you can't pin them down, and they kind of like run away like a butterfly, because they're not connected, they're not rooted in the ground.
Oh, and that just reminded me. Have you noticed that a lot of these women have butterfly tattoos, bro? A lot of these women have butterfly tattoos. In my opinion, whenever I see a woman with a butterfly tattoo, and they usually have the exact same butterfly design tattoo, whenever they got that, just know that this is not a girl that you're gonna have a relationship with. This is not a girl that you're gonna stick with or is gonna stick with you. This is something I've noticed from my own experience, bro. I've had girls with this butterfly tattoo before. Bro, that already lets you know that this is not a girl that is gonna be solid. She's not going to stay in one place for very long, bro. All right? This is a girl that's going to bounce from one to the other, to the other, to the other, bro. Like, it's done. That's what a butterfly signifies. It's somebody that's just, they're here today, gone tomorrow. They're always moving. They'll land on one willy, they'll go to another willy. They're gone, bro. Like, that's it. You can't trust that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was a good point.
Remember, garden tool? It's used to put in the serpent's seed. The whole phase, the hole, is a garden tool that you make a hole to put in. The devil puts them in. Now keep in mind one more thing. I want to jump back to the devil. When the devil plants the seed in the Bible, he goes away. He plants the seed and then he disappears. It's straight up. It says this in the wheat and the tares, or the wheat and the darnel story in the Bible. He plants the seed, and it's straight up, says the devil, and they leave. So, a Chad chaser is the same as a devil chaser. Devil chaser.
And just as he's saying that, bro, this is why this guy's channel is so on point, bro, yeah? The Chad chaser is the devil chaser. Why? What do women always say they're looking for in a guy, bro? They want a guy that's 6 foot. They want a guy that makes 6 figures. And they want a guy with a 6-pack. Or substitute the 6-pack for 6 inches. At least. Willy department. What number do you come up with? 6, 6, 6. And we know where that number comes from, bro. Don't you think it's a bit ironic that it just lined up to be 666? Don't isn't it weird that like hardly nobody has ever made that point or like understood that a lot of women these days, they're looking for 666. They're looking for the devil, bro. They want the devil. It's crazy.
And they're going to have crazy drama. Now, you know what? I'm gonna give this to all women. All women need a bit of excitement. They do. And if you're not giving it to them, they're going to get it someplace else. And I'm not talking about the bedroom. And here's why. The feminine part of the body, the feminine part of the body, or the woman, is this part of the body. It is dependent on the legs and the hands and the head. The head brings in the food, gives it to her, she cooks it, and then she feeds it back to you. But if you're not taking her and doing things with her, then what are you going to expect to happen? You're going to have a dull relationship. And most life is not, exciting, but put a little effort. If you're going to work 80 hours a week and you're going to think that that's enough to have a family, you're mistaken. You can't just shove food in your mouth. Because if you just keep shoving food in your mouth, your stomach is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're going to have a heart attack. And the heart attack is the feminine part of your body telling you, hey man, you're not paying attention to me. So if your body can give you a heart attack, that's parallels that you got to give the woman more than just bringing in the food, which is fine, because the more you give the woman and she gives back to you, then you're going to have this I call it this infinity relationship, where your energy and her energy kind of work and feed off each other. Everybody has a certain part. Now, another thing about gold diggers, Chad chasers, is they want to keep their last name. Okay? They want to keep their last name. Okay, now I made other videos about this. Now, a lot of stuff that I talk about, they might not be clear in this video because I can't make every video, 2 hours. My older videos talks about this. A good place to start is the developmental stages, so you understand why people do things at certain aspects of their life and how you have blocks and it doesn't let you go forward. Or my truth of everything video, how everything is really going to come down to the masculine, the feminine, and light. Okay, so they want to keep their last name. Why on earth does a woman want to keep her last name? The last name of the woman... Now, you're going to really puke when you understand this. The last name of the woman is the father's name. Now, she's going to fight you on this, especially women that work, women that had a lot of education, where they really swelled up the head a lot. That head is really swelled with masculine stuff. She wants to keep her father's name, her father's identity. Okay. So what does that turn into? You have a bed. You're in the bed. She is in the bed. And her father is in the bed.
What the hell?
By her keeping her last name, she's bringing the father into the bedroom. There's a hard pill to swallow. No last name. And let me tell you, there are certain things that
any guy that would marry a woman and then let the woman keep her last name, even though you're marrying her, that just, bro, you're really stupid. Like, what? Why would you let your wife keep her last name if she's marrying you? Like, you're putting yourself in that business contract, that business contract, which is high risk for a man. You're going to go and do all of that, and then at the very least, she's not going to change her name to yours. That's crazy.
You want to, stand by? No last name. And the last name has to do with the children. It really has to do with the children a lot. It's the identity for the woman and the children. If you're not having children and living together or something, whatever it is, it is. But if you're going to get married to her, she's got to dump that last name. This is a deal breaker. This is a deal breaker. Tattoos might not be a deal breaker, but I'm telling you what they come with. They come with the Chad chasers. Now, why do they put the tattoos on them? Now we're going to get into the why. I don't have that much time. Because, you see, by chasing Chad, they're becoming more masculine.
Yep.
They're looking... I said that the head is the masculine. In the head is the eyes. So if they're going to become more masculine, well, they need to read something, right? So they can't read, so they put tattoos on their body.
Wow.
So that they can read them. Why do they curse? Because all the Chad seed is the devil's seed. And what does the Bible say? That it's a froward mouth, or it's the violence of cursing. They can't stop cursing. I'm telling you, I've witnessed this.
I want to say this about the tattoos. I believe that when you see a woman and she's got excessive amount of tattoos, or she's got a lot of stray tattoos here and there, I think they're indicators of some kind of like trauma, or like some kind of baggage that she's carrying, or some kind of memory that she's trying to, I don't know, she's trying to get over it, or she's trying to hold on to it, or she wants to remember it. And I don't know. To me, as a guy, I've messed with a lot of girls that have had excessive tattoos. I've had an ex that had excessive tattoos, and the pattern that I notice is that a lot of them are mentally, they're not very well balanced. There's usually a lot of kind of weird MH going on. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, or just some troubled past. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's just my take. But at the end of the day, in our society now, a lot of women are just full of tattoos. So it's to find a woman that doesn't have tattoos is very, very difficult. I've managed to find a girl that without tattoos, but bruh, like it's very hard. Anyway,
woman attractive, but overly attractive. Like, she wants to be hot, sexy, attractive. Tattoos all over, cursed like a truck driver. And had told her, you need to learn how to cook if you want to find a man. Hated it when I said that. Flipped out. Lots of makeup. Why the makeup? Because underneath is her true identity of the woman and how she looks. She wants to cover that up. She wants to sell you another bill of goods. Flighty. Why flighty? She has 50 to 100 Chad and Tyrone guys there. She's got all their thoughts inside her body like a schizophrenic. She doesn't know who she's going to be because she's already paired with all these different guys. Now that comes out of her mouth as flighty. Drama. Why does she need drama now? To entertain her so she doesn't fall into the bottom. Now we're going to go to Weinstein really quick. So what did the Weinstein chicks do? The Weinstein chicks sold their body, just like, gold diggers, and sold their body, had sex with Weinstein because they were going to get a career. So this kept the woman busy. Busy. She's not by herself. She's acting. She's all over the place. She's got fame. Then she gets a little older. So then she gets to the wall, and then she gets to the actor wall or actress wall. I don't know when that is, but she gets to the wall. The head starts, it was ballooning, it starts going back down. And now she's coming back to her torso. But her torso's already polluted. This torso's polluted. She can't bring her head back to her torso. So for her to keep her head out of her torso, she has to entertain herself with drama to get like a false sense of, the head rising. Similarly, when the guy, when one of these women, one of these educated, strong women, yeah, she thinks she's a guy. She even thinks she's got muscles, right? The strong, educated, super big head woman. She gets a guy who is not as strong as her, so she can be the I am. This guy's weaker, and men are like they know unconsciously. So what do they give this woman? They give her, they have no power, because she wants the man with no power. She wants the man with no power not to challenge that head. So then the only thing he has in substitute is violence.
And you know what's crazy? How in society now they just trying to push women are strong, women are superheroes. You got all these movies where you got women beating up a room full of like 50 men and she's beating them all up, and it's just like, what is going on? And they really want to make men effeminized in our society. They want to really make men into like, I don't know. But at the same time, they're feminizing men. But at the same time, they're still telling men that they need to be millionaires and they need to be protectors and providers. But it's like, how are they going to be protectors and providers when you effeminize them and you're trying to make out like, oh, women are above them and stronger than them and smarter than them and could do everything they could do and more. But they still need protection and provision. It doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, and a lot of these women, they want weak men. They want weak men. They want men that are going to be yes men, that are just going to do whatever the woman says. And it's just, it doesn't work, fam. And these women are actually very, very delusional. Because when real situation for real strength is well, physical strength anyway, when a real situation comes about, when physical strength is needed, that she's going to remember that she's a woman, and she's going to remember that she needs a man to protect her. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, women have their own strengths, of course, but like, bro, like I just find it to be a bit weird when a lot of women, they try to adopt this kind of masculine role, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
You see, all the things that interactions that people have with each other, there's a reason for this. There's a reason. She wants to be the head. That means you have to take the position of the feminine. And inside of you, the spirit's like, hey, man, that's a lie. You got to get your ass out of here. So you have no strength. You're stuck fighting with your own spirit. So you act out with violence. So when you see these women that look really good and they're getting to the violent relationship, let me tell you something. There's a lot deeper to that. If you're with a guy who's violent for over a year, it's not him anymore. It's the feminine. She's 50% or more because it's a provocation. That's why the dumbest thing the MGTOW guys can say is for the woman to lower her standards. No, we don't want them to lower their standards. We want to leave them alone. You do not want...
Now, I don't condone any violence either way. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't condone any violence either way. I just think that... I just think that there's just weird dynamics going on in our current society. Just weird, like... I just think everyone needs to just play their position, and I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there, because I got things to do. But yeah, let me know what you think, bro. Let me know what you think about these Chad and Tyrone chasers and these gold diggers. There's actually a second part which I'm gonna react to at another day. There's an actual part 2, but if anything, make sure you go check out Michael's channel, man. Yeah, I'm gonna show his channel on the screen. Make sure you go check out his channel. He talks about a load of different topics, but this is his channel right here, and I really like his channel. He's got a small YouTube channel, but he's got very good information, and he really goes into it deep. But anyway, yeah, boom. So King Riches, Chad and Tyrone chasers and gold diggers, you know, it is what it is. I just think that Chad and Tyrone chasers, usually they do that in their prime years, and then once they hit the wall, yeah, they do become gold diggers. Now they want a guy that makes money and that can take care of them, and they want a guy that's going to protect and provide, and they don't care about looks anymore and blah, blah, blah. But when they were in their best years, they all only cared about looks. They wanted a Chad and Tyrone. They wanted the star quarterback. Yeah. They wanted the 6'6" guy. They wanted that. And they chased those dudes prolifically. They gave their box to those dudes easily, bro. Yeah, all them videos of 6'8" the Great, and you see these women coming up to him and acting so easy and welcoming for him. Bro, those are all Chad and Tyrone chasers, bro. All of them. Yeah, and those guys, they just run through those women like it's nothing. And a lot of times, those women don't even have any animosity to those guys. They're happy that they got to ride the stick. But then after a while, they turn bitter. And their soul, it gets diluted. It gets worn away, worn out. Yeah. They try to lock down one guy, one Chad here, one Tyrone there. The guy doesn't want to get locked down because the guy's having fun smashing boxes. He's having a great time sleeping with all different types of women. Why is he going to commit to you? A lot of times these Chad and Tyrone chasers are only 6s and 7s at best anyway. Maybe an 8 here or there, 8 out of 10, but most of the time, these ones that really go hard for Chad and Tyrone, those are the girls that are 6s and 7s, bro. They're above average, but they're not that good looking. They're not all that. They're not like absolute head turners. They're just good looking. And yeah, they get rinsed. They get high body count. They become bitter. They get older now. All they want is a man with money. Oh, if you ain't got this, I'm not talking to you. If you ain't got your life pattern, don't waste my time. Blah, blah, blah. When you've been wasting your own time for the last 10 years. Think about all the guys you friend zoned. All the guys that would have been so happy to be with you. They would have done everything. They would have moved heaven and earth to be with you. But they weren't good enough because they wasn't over 6 foot. Or they wasn't good looking enough in the face. They didn't have a whole stable of women chasing them. Now you would rather join the roster of Chad and Tyrone. Yeah. And then after, when they get their heartbreak, baggage, all of that, then the next thing they're gonna say, all men are this, all men are cheaters, all men are dogs, all men are untrustworthy, they all cheat, blah blah blah. All of that kind of crap. And it's just like, it just makes me laugh. Like, we see this all the time. This cycle never stops, bro. It never stops. Never. Right? It's the Chad and Tyrone chasers are the main ones you see on social media. You see them on Instagram Explore page. You see them on YouTube complaining about men. 5 ways to know your man is cheating. Men are no good. Like, just always saying negative things. It's these Chad and Tyrone chasers because they couldn't lock down Chad and Tyrone. That's what it is. That's why they're bitter. That's why they're bitter, bro. Yeah. And then you, after they've hit the wall, now they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't care about looks anymore. I just want a good man. But the fact of the matter is, even if you couple up with her at that stage, bruh, she doesn't truly want to be with you. That's the cold truth. She don't really want to be... Bro, she's still thinking about 6'8". She's still thinking about them, man. Do you know what the irony is with those Chads and Tyrones as well? A lot of times they know that the women that they get are no good as well. They know that. Especially the ones that make it proper easy for them. The ones that throw themselves. You know, a lot of them girls, they're just 304s, bro. Simple as that. Then with the gold diggers now, oh my God, bro. Them gold diggers, bro. They're some of the best looking women, bro. Some of the best looking women, fam. If not the best looking women. But, bruh, they're no good, bro. I clocked this a long time ago, bro. But I never really understood. Like, you know, when you're a young boy, like you're a teenager, you don't really understand the why behind things. Like, you just know that, this girl's really, really good looking, but she's not a good person, bro. I can tell she's not a good person. She's not trustworthy. She's not someone that you could put any kind of faith in her for anything, bro. She just cares about herself. Self-centered narcissist, bro. 9s and 10s, 8s, 9s and 10s, bro. Because their whole life they've been praised and worshipped. They've been given things for free. They've been told that they're awesome and they're fabulous and they're wonderful and you go girl and you run the world and blah, blah, blah. What, you think that's going to be a balanced person? You think that's somebody that that is going to be willing to cooperate with you? If she doesn't see you as somebody that she can't replace, how's she going to really cooperate with you, bro? The first time you have an argument, she's gone. First time you say something she don't like, she's gone. First time you tell her no, she's gone. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple equation, very simple algebra. Right? So all you guys, when you're always desperate talking about you want a bad B and all of that, you want these baddies and that, bro, like there's issues that come with that, bro. Like there's issues that come with that. I was on Instagram, I come across one of these kind of baddies. I can't remember her name. But she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. What's her name, bro? I can't remember her name. Hold on. Oh, this girl here. I'm going to show you the video I was looking at. I don't think you can see. I just came across this video. You know the Explore page. And when I looked at this girl here, I was just thinking, bruh, this girl is not... Bro, there's nothing you can do with a girl that looks like that, bro. Nothing. She's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. She's very, very good looking, attractive. You know, big rack, nice face, nice hair, all of that. But, bro, there's nothing you could do with a girl like that, bro. Like, she will not give a crap about you, bro. She will not give a crap about you. I want you to know. These kind of girls, bro, all they care about is themselves. Like, all they care about is themselves, bro. And they'll rinse you, they'll use you up, and then that's it. And as I said, the first time you told them no, they're gone. The first time you argued them, they're not cooperating with you. And that's it. That is it. That is it, cuz. Woman that they're just there for your wallet, bro. Like, she does not love you. She can't love you. She has no soul. There's no soul in there. There's no soul. She wouldn't care if you lived or you passed away. She wouldn't care, bro. It's very important, like, the women that you actually invest in, it needs to be a woman that is actually willing to invest in you, not someone that's just a taker. Most of these women are just takers now. They just talk about, they want a guy that's a provider. I want a guy that's a provider. I want a guy that, who, first of all, like, it all sounds well and good when they say this stuff. I just want a guy that's a provider. But really and truly, whenever I hear women say that, they just want someone that's going to pay all the bills so that they can live easy. They don't want to be a helpmate. They don't want to help you. They want you to finance their life. I want a guy's provider. You need to understand the language. Whenever these women say, I want a provider, what do you mean? Like, because provision really and truly is, as long as you're not starving, you have food to eat and you have a roof over your head. All this other luxuries is just excessive. It's materialistic. It's superficial. He's got a car, but he has to have the latest car. He has to have a car that was made this year. You have a house or you have an apartment, but you need to have extra 2 bedrooms in there. Like all this excess. That's not a good person, bro. You've coupled up with a liability. That's somebody, and I know they're good looking. I know they are. I know they're good looking, bro. But they will mess your life up, bro. Trust me. And they will eventually leave you as well. They will, because that person doesn't have a soul, doesn't have a heart, doesn't genuinely care about you. And there's another guy around the corner that's gonna probably offer her more for the moment, and she's gonna be gone. Simple as that. Simple as that. A lot of these rappers and athletes, they share these women, bro. These women jump from one to the other, if you haven't noticed as well. Anyway, that's why I say to you guys, never ever look at somebody and envy them. Don't, whenever you see guys outside and you see them with some really, really hot chick, like, don't envy that. Don't look at that and, oh, I wish that was me. Because you don't know what that woman's doing. You don't know what the man's doing. You don't know what their situation is. You don't know if he's buying box straight off the bat, or he's just living a stressful life with this ungrateful thing. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know. Anyway, with that being said, this has been a good live stream. I think that we all learned a lot from it. Big up to Michael for his YouTube channel. Big up to everyone watching. Big up to the guys that hit the super chat. If you really enjoyed it, make sure you hit the super thanks as well. And yeah, that's about it. Anyway, you lot, I'll be back again with more videos. I'm going to probably do another part 2 to this. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'll be back again soon. You lot take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.